All right, guys, we haven't talked Nova in a while, specifically Nova 2. Um, been doing so many other things, especially motorcycle stuff. So I'm surrounded by a palette of goodness today. Bunch of Alston stuff. And all around me is more Alston stuff and Detroit Speed stuff. So let's go over it real quick. This project started out Detroit Speed mini tubs right there, right? So those, and everybody's familiar with them. They're the way to go, even if you're doing a Chassisworks car. Chris Alston sells Detroit Speed mini tubs. So it's going to be an Alston 6-point roll bar. Detroit Speed subframe connectors. This is their hardware. I'm sure other people have went over this. In fact, Detroit Speed's got a great install video. I just wanted to see if this subframe connector was mounted further up in the car, tucked up a little bit better. So we're just going to give it a shot, just a little bit different build this time. So that's that part, right? And then there's the template that comes with it and stuff. And, like I said, you want to learn more about Detroit Speed, super easy. Look them up. They post a lot of stuff about their products online, which is awesome. They're one of the premier builders too. All right, but I wanted to blend that with some Chassisworks stuff. So this rear end is a Fab 9. It's going to be like that. Canted 4-link, right? Like a lot of other people are doing. Just this one's got the control or the spline sway bar down underneath. And I just think it's a cool look, right? So this bag and this bag, basically the brackets, the upper and lower brackets, it looks like it bolts in. Those are all plug weld holes. So you got to weld it all in, right? So these brackets, like I said, are in these bags. They also sell an aluminum lower control arm version. This one, billet aluminum. It's not their drag racing version, so it's not really set up for a slick. You can use it, but the 1 1/4 is more that, for that. So let's take a look at those. These, they come in this kind of box. It's pretty good. It's double walled box, it's all stapled and steamed. Chris's stuff is always really well packaged, right? Anyways, these are the lower rears. Like I said, 1 1/4, monoball ends. Really nice stuff, okay? Zero compliance, so great piece. Comes with all the hardware. You don't have to buy anything else when you get Alston stuff. Comes with all the instructions. Everything's there. So that's that part. We're going to use Strange 40 spline axles. Pretty basic set. I mean, they're shortened. They're shorter axles. The rear end's shorter. And this rear end is kind of an off the shelf from Chris. If you're doing the Detroit Speed mini tubs and that setup, you can just basically order it almost as a kit. That's pretty much what this was. So 40 splines, like I said, they're not gun drilled. They're not pocket milled. There's nothing like that. They're just what a regular street car guy would do, What else is in the rear? Sway bar bracket. We can talk about brakes a little bit. Rear brakes are going to be 10-inch rotors, which I'm not going to dig out, but they're right there. 4-piston rear calipers, radial mounted. So 4-piston radial mounts. Wilwoods, obviously, right? And then it's just a Wilwood kit, right? So you guys get it. It's a box. It's a kit. So front is going to be, and then like I said, Chris's Very shocks. Front is going to be 6-piston. I believe they're 12.8 millimeter. Same size body, so the bodies front and back will look the same. It's billet specialty wheels on this car. I think 17s or 18s, haven't decided, maybe even 19s. There's the rotor. It's massive, like I said, about 12.8, I think. Yeah, 12.88 inches. So it's going to go into a Chassisworks bolt-in front clip like this, which is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted the bolt-in front clip. This, this picture depicts his Street Machine front end. I think that's a G Machine spindle though. So I'm not using that spindle. I'm using these A-arms I think with this sway bar, but with a manual rack instead of a power rack, and then a little bit different hub. He's got a ductile iron sculpted hub, which is these. So they take the regular style bearing, you know, like a, just take a regular, big and small, I forget the bearing sizes, but standard stuff, right? And then it's lug mount, and then there's a conversion to go from lug mount to, and this is a really nice spindle too. So it's not like, you know, Mustang 2 stuff that you're trying to adapt in and all that crap. So, let's see the sway bar mounts, hydroformed lower cross member. Chris just does awesome stuff. I didn't really feel like I've welded one of these cross members together, one of these front clips together before, but this project I don't have the time, so I just ordered it already jig welded. So these are, yeah, it's basically the adapter kit, right? So our radial mount adapters, right? So we go from lug mount to radial mount. Like I said, all Chris's stuff comes with all the right hardware. It's all high quality hardware. And then there's the hats, right? All machined up at Chassisworks. Really nice basic setup, man. Kind of high end, not really the highest end build. Get some blown up Porsche parts back there. You guys remember that project too. Lower control arms. Dude, we just got like 4 or 5 dozen boxes to unload here. But I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse. It's going to be mid-plate mounted too. So it'll be early style small block Chevy, mid-plate mount, or I'm sorry, front motor plate and mid plates. Wait, where are the mid plate mounts? They're in here somewhere. Mid plate mounts. Chris, this is patented locking thing. This part actually goes to this, and then once that thing's locked, it's not coming apart. And then the top, you know, this obviously goes that way. This is the other side. This bracket mounts up where you're up to the upper firewall. Anyways, like I said, lots of boxes to go through. Stay tuned if you want to watch this thing get built. You know, going to be doing some Cerakoting, probably some powder coating, lots of other stuff. It's just going to be a fun build. So stay tuned. Like, comments are welcome. You know, if you're thinking about changing something around, or you're building a Nova and have some ideas, be cool to kick that stuff around. All right, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.